Hey there, quirky people. Loki introduced us to almost 20 variants of the Master of Mischief.
Ah, hello. Which one of us are you? This is a nightmare.
Some of them turned out to be total duds, while others truly amazed us.
How is he doing that?
I think we're stronger than we realize!
Loki was great and all, but Sylvie actually took the spotlight ever since episode 3. After that, Loki Gator was a big highlight of episode 5. And classic Loki really showed his supremacy when he supposedly sacrificed himself at the end. But the most savage variant among them was Kid Loki. Last year, Murphy's Multiverse reported that Jack Veal will play Kid Loki. And the Loki series confirmed that report as Kid Loki appeared alongside 3 other variants. We did not see a whole lot of him in the show, but we reckon that he will return in season 2 since he clearly survived episode 5. And that could further set him up for the eventual Young Avengers project, which Marvel seems to be planning for the future. This savage kid of mischief carried a Loki's trademark flaming dagger from the comics called Livatine. And what's crazy is that he has eaten both wolves and snakes. Apparently, he was apprehended in his kid form. So he may have been on Asgard only for a few years after Odin adopted him. But he could have spent a lot of time in the void, as people don't seem to age over there. As for his Nexus event, it was the most surprising one among all Lokis. Thor is Loki's brother, but he is also his nemesis. And this little version of Loki probably grew weary of his brother very early in his life. So he killed him, and that created a massive Nexus event.
What was your Nexus event, Your Majesty?
I killed Thor.
Thor plays an important part in the sacred timeline. And Kid Loki's branch would have been very different if it hadn't been pruned. But have you wondered how he would have managed to achieve something that no other Loki was able to? I mean, Thor is the mighty god of thunder, and no other Loki was able to kill him in their universe. So it's obvious that he was quite strong even as a child. But we've got a new theory suggesting how Kid Loki must have pulled off the impossible task. This one actually comes from a TikTok video that has been making the rounds for a while. And according to it, Kid Loki would have murdered his brother while he was performing a trick. He is the trickster god after all. Now, do you remember how Thor told us a story about what Loki did to him in their childhood? This scene from Thor Ragnarok was a brilliant addition by Taika Waititi, as he totally let Chris Hemsworth do what he does best. Loki was all tied up and smiling while Thor recited the horrifying story of when he was a child. What happened was that Loki had turned into a snake, because he knew about his brother's general love for those reptiles.
Who let Bilgy out of my room?
So as Thor saw the snake and picked it up to admire it, Loki turned back into himself and said,
himself into a snake, and he knows that I love snakes. So I went to pick up the snake to admire it, and he transformed back into himself, and he was like, yeah, it's me! And he stabbed me. We were 8 at the time.
Even though it might have been a traumatic experience for Thor since he was almost killed by the thing he loved, it was quite a funny prank for Loki. That's actually how he showed his love to his brother. But the theory is that this very prank could have caused Kid Loki's Nexus event in a parallel universe. What I mean to say is that Thor's death might have just been a botched up prank. Loki has an eternal love for daggers and knives. In fact, he actually believes that love is a dagger.
Love is a dagger. It's a weapon.
Anyway, when Kid Loki would have tried to stab his brother, presumably with the Leviatine blade, he would have missed his hand and stabbed him straight up in his heart or some other vital point. Thor is immortal, but he can surely be killed.
I think he's dying.
He needs the axe.
And this stabbing prank gone wrong could have been the moment of his demise. That obviously caused a massive Nexus event, and the TVA Minutemen would have immediately arrived to prune the branch. Hence, Kid Loki was taken away. He would have proven to be guilty of his crimes against the sacred timeline and sentenced to be pruned. That's how he ended up in the void, where people do not seem to age. So he has been in his kid form for the entire time he has been in the void. Since all Lokis have a God King ambition, this little kid made his throne in a bunker that he found. And I love the fact that even though he is so vicious, he still enjoys his sippy sips of high C while sitting on Santa's chair. He's totally awesome. Where would you guys like to see him next? And what do you think about this theory of Thor's death in Kid Loki's timeline? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Hit the like and subscribe buttons if you enjoyed the video. And don't forget to check out some more fun videos on our channel. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!